Well, is you pleased with the progress they've been making so far?
Yeah, we had a better day today all around than we did yesterday. Number one is defensively, they're doing a great job getting lined up. They're playing fast, making plays in the back end. Linebackers are just really doing a good job of chasing down runs, and I think it's been really good offensively. Uh, we did a little bit more. We had a couple tight ends just go out with little bumps and bruises, and they came out, so we had to kind of adjust on the run. So we did a little bit more spread stuff today than I wanted to, but it was a good day. We ran the ball well. Wegson had a pretty good day, so all in all, it was good.
How much does Wegson playing better kind of help make it easier for him for his teammates to look at him as a leader?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to have confidence in him because he's performing better,
Right.
And it's generally guys that are your leaders are guys that perform to some level, that are out there, they're making plays, and I think as he makes more and more plays in practice, guys respond to him better.
Did it go a long way for him that he didn't get down on himself last year, given some of his struggles?
It's that's just his personality. He's very resilient, and even in some of the lowest moments that we had, he was always upbeat, always working to get better. Came in every day, watched film, did a lot of work on his own each and every day, no matter what the result of Saturday's game was.
Were you worried about that at first?
Well, I wasn't worried about it. You just have to get to see to know what each guy is like, and you try to nudge him in that direction to be a film junkie, so to speak, and or a gym rat, however you want to look at it. And I was really glad to see that he's that kind of guy.
How much do you judge a guy, especially a guy that when you're first coaching them, by his dedication, by whether or not he's a film junkie?
Yeah, I think as a quarterback, it's almost a prerequisite to really be good at this level. I haven't been around any that didn't spend the extra time watching film and talking to their teammates and studying their playbook or their game plans to be ultra prepared for the game.
Now, your secondary was a strength last year. Now you brought in some young guys, Arthur Williams, and a few other guys. Are those guys already competing with the guys that played well last year?
The way I look at it is like this: we've got two freshmen, and if both of them, one is playing safety and one's playing corner, and if they're both our number fours, our fourth safety and our fourth corner, we're in pretty good shape. That means we've stayed healthy. That the veterans that are ahead of them are the right guys, that they're performing well. Also, don't want to see those guys get passed up by maybe some less heralded players, so to speak, maybe some walk-ons. We want to make sure that they hold their spot and be definitely at least our fourth safety and our fourth corner. That's where we're at right now.
Now, is that Williams at safety and
Williams,
Porter at corner?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
With the 3 fifth-year transfers, how much have you seen them mesh in, and have you seen them assume a leadership position already?
Well, I think all three are leaders. They all are not afraid to speak up, but very, very positive. They're not running the team, so to speak. I would say that the voice of the football team is Rob Blanchflower. When I say that, I mean there's no doubt, unequivocally, he is the voice of the football team, and the players trust Blanche. If they have an issue that they want to bring up about whatever, they'll go to Blanche, and he'll always bring it up to me, and Blanche and I have a good open line of communication. But they do their part. All three are very enthusiastic guys, have a real passion for football, and have given us a good day every day for 4 days, all three of them.
And we talked a little bit on the phone about the benefits of having these fifth-year guys around.
Yeah.
But if you continue to see success, do you think there's a model you'd want to keep in place?
Why not? If the right guy for the right position. I think I told you on the phone, it wasn't that we were looking for any fifth-year guys. There was a lot of guys that approached us, but we really only recruited the guys that fit our position of need, and we feel really happy with the three we got.
And
definitely upgrade us. All three upgrade us at their spots.
And do you think it's especially important now, just in the transition to D1, to have guys who do have that experience?
Yeah, because the guys on our team right now only have 1 year of 1A experience under their belt. All of these guys have been in a college or being in a 1A program for 4 years. So they just have more experience. They've been there, done that. They've been around. They've seen some really good coaches and probably not so good coaches. So I think these guys are really some of our best proponents in the locker room. They're saying we have really good coaches here. Like the team attitude, the team morale. we're in a good place. Just reminding these guys because they don't know.
Right, and then say 4 years down the line when you do have guys who have 4 years of experience, it might not be as important.
Not as important, right? But I think for a school like us right now, it's always a viable option if we can find the right guy. And again, I would say this up to this point, we're 6 for 6. All the young men we've brought in over the last 2 years, the fifth-year guys, have been quality young men, good to very good students, very good in the locker room, enthusiastic about football, practiced hard and played hard.
Charlie, given the work that you've talked about the players putting in with Coach Golden over the summer and the winter, do you expect to see a difference with some of the physical matchups that you guys going up against, say Wisconsin this year as opposed to Michigan last year?
Well, we're still going to be bulk deficient against a number of our opponents, and a lot of our guys are still going to be mismatched. But all they can do is be the best they can be, and I think he's helped them take big steps. When Rome wasn't built in a day, some of these guys are still very, very young, and it's going to take 2-3 years to really see the maximal benefits of having an excellent strength coach working with these guys.
Do you think that bulk difference would be a little bit
less noticeable
against
than
the MAC? Yeah, well, especially against some of the MAC teams this year.
I think we have dramatically leveled the playing field with most of the teams on our schedule. Not all, but most.
Now, just to touch on the secondary and the defense again, is this defensive strategy going to change a bit, seeing how many quality linebackers and secondary players you brought in?
Well, I don't know if first off, from a secondary standpoint, we didn't bring in a lot. We only brought in 2, but they're both really good players, and both of them should be full-time players at some point in the near future. But right now, they're both just getting their feet underneath them. But as far as linebackers, we have the kind of depth that every good defense has. We're not overloaded. We just have a number of guys that can get the job done, and I think that's a good place to be.
Where's Joey Colton at this time of year?
He's battling to be one of our top 2 safeties. He's right in the mix. He's either 2 or 3 right now, just depending on what period we're in.
And just really quick about Arthur Williams, he's an older guy coming in. Has that helped at all? Do you think with his maturity, just adjusting to the system quicker?
Well, when you say older,
He's 20.
He's an older freshman,
Right,
but he's
right.
still a freshman. If you see where he was from, you would say that this is quite an adjustment. He's from a little Sebring, little racetrack area there in Central Florida. But he's adjusted fairly well. One of the benefits is having the guys come for summer school, so they've already been acclimated to the college environment. Before we ever got a chance to work with them, they'd already been with Coach Golden for several weeks and working with our players, so they started to understand the culture, learn just the very bare bones basics about offense and defense through our players trying to teach him our systems. So he doesn't come in here like a blank slate, but man, he's got a ways to go. I wouldn't put him in a game tomorrow, but I can see him eventually getting on the field for us this season and helping us win.
Excited to hear some pads pop tomorrow?
Yeah, I am, but it was pretty good today. It was crisp today, and we don't need to do a whole lot of tackling. I think that's not what is going to make or break our football team. But just finding out the guys that like contact, especially the younger guys, seeing how the older guys that see how the guys that have been in the program that weren't as physical a year ago, now that they've been in the strength program, now see what kind of physicality they bring to the table. And also, we just really need to improve fundamentals. And I'm a big fundamental guy. We spend a lot of time on fundamentals in our program, and we just have to improve like all aspects, but blocking, block destruction, tackling, ball security, all the things that you can only do in full pad. So that's really my main emphasis for tomorrow. You've been awfully quiet. Go ahead.
I'm waiting. He took my last one, but so going back to media day and then the chat room, you talked a lot about the timing between Mike and the receivers. Now that you've been out here a couple days,